Hello class, I am Happy Narang, your subject teacher of water management in horticultural crops. Today I am going to cover the topic that is fertigation system in micro irrigation. So let's start. Fertigation is a process in which fertilizer is dissolved, diluted and distributed along with water in your drip or sprinkler irrigation system. Or in other words, fertigation is the process of application of water-soluble solid fertilizer or liquid fertilizers through micro irrigation system. Fertigation advantages and limitations. The advantages are relatively uniform fertilizer application, flexibility in timing of application, less fertilizer used, and reduced cost. There are some disadvantages too. Potential contamination hazard from equipment malfunctions, backflow prevention devices required, careful handling of liquid fertilizer required. There are some objectives of fertigation in micro irrigation are maximize profit by applying the right amount of water and fertilizer, minimize adverse environmental effects by reducing leaching of fertilizers and other chemicals below the root zone. Now we'll talk about dosification. There are two types of fertigation. The type of fertigation chosen depends on the crop grown, the soil type and the farm management system. Quantitative fertigation, proportional fertigation. So first we'll talk about quantitative fertigation. It is the application of the plant nutrients in predetermined concentration to the irrigation system. The fertilizer is applied in a pulse after a certain water sheet without fertilizer using a fertilizer tank. The advantages of this method are the low cost and the low required maintenance, and the disadvantages are the system is affected by water pressure changes. The concentration of the fertilizer varies during its application and it doesn't adapt to work with automation. Now comes proportional fertigation. The nutrients is applied in a constant and proportional ratio to the water sheet so that the irrigation water takes a fixed concentration of the applied fertilizer. In this case, the fertilizers are applied by direct injection through fertilizer pumps, and advantages are precise control of the dosification and the injection moment is not affected by the water pressure changes and it can be easily automated. Disadvantages are high cost and maintenance and complicated operation. Now comes fertilizer injection method. Modern fertigation equipment should be able to regulate quantity applied, duration of applications, proportion of fertilizers, starting and finishing time. It is important to select an injection method that best suits the irrigation system and the crop to be grown. Each fertilizer injector is designed for a specified pressure and flow range. The three methods of injection are pressure tank, venturi injector, injection pump as shown in figure. Pressure differential bypass tank. This system works on the principle of a pressure differential created by valve pressure regulation pipe friction in the main line. The pressure difference forces the water to enter through a bypass pipe into a pressure tank which contains the fertilizer and to go out again carrying a varying amount of dissolved fertilizer. The application of nutrients is quantitative and inaccurate, therefore is adapted for perennial crops like citrus fruit trees and grown on heavy soil. There are some advantages. Very simple to operate. The stock solution does not have to be pre-mixed. It is easy to install and requires very little maintenance. Easy to change fertilizers. This is ideal for dry formulations. No electricity or fuel is needed, and there are some disadvantages too, that are concentration of solution decreases as fertilizer dissolves, accuracy of application is limited, requires pressure loss in main irrigation line or a booster pump, proportional fertigation is not possible, limited capacity, not adapted for automation, inlet valve. Now comes vacuum injection, that is venturi. This method uses a venturi device to cause a reduced pressure, that is vacuum, that sucks the fertilizer solution into the line. Water driven fertigation system as shown in the figure. These all are the venturi. Advantages are very simple to operate, no moving parts, easy to install and to maintain, suitable for very low injection rates. Injection can be controlled with a metering valve. It is suitable for both proportional and quantitative fertilization. There are some disadvantages too, and that are requires pressure loss in main irrigation line or a booster pump. Quantitative fertigation is difficult, and the automation is also difficult. Now we'll talk about pump injection. Pumps are used to inject the fertilizer solution from a supply tank into the line. Injection energy is provided by electric motors. Advantages are very accurate for proportional fertigation, no pressure loss in the line, easily adapted for automation, and there are some disadvantages. Expensive, complicated design, including a number of moving parts, so wear and breakdown are more likely. Thank you. Stay home, stay safe.